Well, Andrew Forrest has accused the fossil fuel industry of pushing nuclear to delay a switch to renewable energy. And joining me live now, Fortescue Executive Chairman Andrew Twiggy Forrest. Good to see you, Andrew. Thanks for your time this morning. Polls just this week, so it's a coincidence, they show more folks here are open to nuclear, particularly young folks. Why are you so firmly against it?
Look, I'd like to know what the question was. I hear that the question was, would you prefer coal, which everyone's moving away from, or would you prefer nuclear? That's like saying, would you like to be held up by an armed robber or an unarmed robber? I mean, it's a pretty basic lead for the answer question, Pete. And also, if they're not given the facts, right? If they're not given the facts that it's 10 to 15 years away at least, that it's 4 times more expensive, and these are things which, I know a bit about projects, mate. I'm on the phone to General Electric last night, and I'm saying, hey, look, are my numbers right? I mean, you're supplying these energy systems all over the world. No one's supplying any nuclear modular reactors because they don't exist. But if I order one, when will I get one? And they said, mate, look, 15 years. And I said, what will it cost? Oh, about 4 times wind. This is GE, so I'm not going to take the word of any politician because I don't know how many projects they've ever developed. I don't know if they've spoken to any vendors. But let's see how they go when they do, huh?
Yeah, I know you've got a bit of experience with projects, that's for sure, but why is it good enough for almost every other developed country, and that includes China and India, but not here where we mine so much uranium?
Well, let's just think that through for a second. China built 300 gigawatts, which is about 6 times Australia, last year of renewable energy. They built 1.5 gigawatts, that's like a ratio of 150 to 1, Peter, on nuclear to renewables. So I'd say, yeah, but, I do speak to France and I do speak to these other European countries which get trotted out. Oh, look, the OECD countries, they're all going nuclear. Well, there's a reason for that, Peter. They don't have the sun, they don't have the wind, they don't have the massive natural resources which we have, so they have no choice. So why would we send our country down a rabbit hole which is so expensive just to give us a soundbite because someone needs to create division in the community to get attention at the ballot box? I'm saying, hey, your attention at the ballot box to get you voted in, mate, is not worth our national wealth. And when someone in the future sees they're paying 4 to 5 times more because they swallowed a line about nuclear than someone next door who's paying 4 to 5 times less on renewables, who's going to pay that bill, Peter?
OK, how about this angle? Know you're a man of the land. Do you accept the argument that wind and solar farms are taking up prime agricultural land, therefore threatening food security?
Yeah, that's absolute rubbish, mate. I mean, if we build out several Saudi Aramcos, one keeps, Saudi Arabia, 38 million people, 10 million more than us in very fine style, thank you. One does. We could build several of those out. We could send Australia green. We'd lose less than 0.5% of our country to do that. And I'm not proposing putting wind farms and solar panels over rich farming country. That's not what we do. I think solar panels, if the sheep are happy underneath.
So you're
great,
with Gina Rinehart on that one?
Further out. I don't think Gina is that crazy about solar and wind. I think she's married to fossil fuels and that's what she sticks to. She's a climate denialist, mate. OK, a couple of quick ones before we go. A significant gender gap, pay gap report that was out this morning. Fortescue comes out one of the better performers, a 10% pay gap there. How have you approached this issue? Yeah, look, Peter, it's a really great question. I think we're first or second out of the top 6 in the country, but I'm really unhappy with that. I don't think that is remotely good enough. There should be really no pay gap. Just think that through for a nanosecond. There should be no pay gap. So we're going and looking at it. I mean, we set the example with our board of directors. We've got about 60% women, and then we try and roll that through the entire organisation. So we're on this journey. I'm not happy with it. I think it's something which Australia should not be proud of, and it's something Australia must fix.
OK, and just a final one before you go. I know you've got a strong interest in Ukraine. You've got some work underway to try and clear some mines.
Yeah, look, it's a very Minderoo Foundation getting into the grassroots attitude. Ukraine liberated huge areas of farming country from Russia last year. Russia left all those farms heavily mined, so they're not able to be used. World Food program and the Minderoo Foundation are getting together to clear all those mines, get those farmers back to work, get those farms arable and producing again. So, look, it's actually love in action here to really try and help the people of Ukraine and get the food balance of the world back up and right.
Andrew, Twiggy Forrest, thanks for your time. We'll talk to you again soon.